Let's pretend that you're walking down the street when suddenly you hear thousands of little explosions. Pop, 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 pop! And then you see a dragon coming at you, slithering down the street, looking here and there. Don't be alarmed. It's only Chinese New Year. Celebrated between the end of January and the first part of February, it's based on a lunar calendar and has been celebrated in China for thousands of years with dragons dancing in the street. Let me show you how you can make your own little dragon puppet to dance for you on the Chinese New Year. You can find the directions for this and all of the materials that you'll need in my book of Paper Crafts for Chinese New Year, published by Enslow Publishers, Inc. It's on page 6. First you'll need 2 toilet tissue tubes, scissors, either poster paints or acrylic paints, and of course a paintbrush. Crepe paper streamers in any color that are 9 inches long, at least 9 inches long, you see. Or you can use any kind of soft material like green plastic from a table cover. Some glue or a glue stick, construction paper in a lot of different colors, some clear tape, and you'll need 2 chopsticks. You can get chopsticks at any Chinese or Japanese food restaurant that you like, or you might find them in the grocery store in a package. Here's what you'll do. You take one of the tissue tubes and you'll cut a triangle like that on both sides. See? This forms the mouth. The other tube, you'll take your scissors and you'll cut a diagonal line like that. This forms the tail. Then you'll use your paints to paint them like that, or like this. Next you'll want to decorate the head. For example, I'm going to put some teeth into my dragon, so I'm going to cut some teeth very quickly just by doing a little zigzag cut with my scissors like this. And now I'll cut this apart. Zoop, like that. And I'll use a little bit of glue. And I will glue this in like that. See? There are teeth there. So here we have the teeth of the dragon. Now after you've done this, you can add decorations to the dragon as you wish. For example, you might want to add some little lips or some kind of snarly little designs along the side like this. And then you might want to add a nose and a chin to decorate it. And using different layers of paper and some marking pens, you might want to make an eye that you can put on your dragon like this. For the tail, I take some construction paper, cut some shapes, glue them together, and then I can glue them onto the tail like this, so that when that's glued in place, it looks something like this. To make the body, I'll take my strips of crepe paper and I'll use a little glue, run it down like that, and I'll glue it together like this. Make sure those edges meet. And now I want to make it a little wider, so I'll glue a yellow strip to each side. You don't need a lot of glue, just a little thin line of glue, like that. An alternative way of doing this is just to take some bright colored plastic sheeting, like a table cover, and cut it to the size that you want. And now this can be used to cover our dragon and make its body. This gives it a little bit more color and a little bit more texture, I think. So that's nice too. Now, once you have everything glued in place the way you want it, you'll want to put a hole in the bottom right there. You might want to use a hole punch to go in and poke that hole. And then you take your chopstick, you see, and you put it down inside the hole like that. And then you'll wrap this with some tape. Put some tape right there, and put some tape right there. And then put a little bit of glue right in there. A little glue up on this side, like that. And then after you've got it like this, see, you set it aside to let it dry. Wait at least 10 minutes. You do the same with the tail. Poke a hole, take your stick, put it in there, a little bit of glue right there, and set it aside to let it dry. Once the sticks are dried in place, you can finish decorating your puppet's head or tail as you wish. Take the crepe paper and with a little line of glue, glue it around the tube, all the way around, like this, and let it dry again. And once it's dry, then you have a dragon puppet. The dragon dances during the Chinese New Year to help chase away fear and worry. You can also make some in different colors. Red's considered a very lucky color in China. To give this one a little more body, what I've done is cut up some of the toilet tissue tubes and glued them on the inside, just like loose little rings. But then it gives the dragon's body more shape. But what if you want a really big dragon puppet? What are some other paper tubes you might have around the house? How about an oatmeal container? You can take this, take your scissors, and cut really hard right there. Right there. And we'll do the same thing over here. Gotta cut through, there we go. Like that. And then, so now we have the start of a bigger puppet. You might want to add bottle caps for eyes. I've used toilet tissue tubes here to make the eyes slant forward. Instead of using crepe paper or a plastic table cover, I've used some nice cloth material to give him a nice body like this. And then once again, I used cardboard tubes inside to give it a little more support. So there you have two different sizes of dragons to help you celebrate the Chinese New Year. Use your imagination. Think of different ways you can create a dragon from recycled materials that you find around the house. Be sure to ask permission first before you recycle anything to make a dragon. Even dragons know that paper and scissors rock!